up, nigga. We came so far. You see us? Hey, you see us, nigga? Hey, look at my car. Look at my girl, look like a store. Look at my life.
All right, we're live. Let me turn down this music so we can get started. All right, so sorry again about the background noise. Again, this is a short notice call. I'm about to adjust some of the audio here to make it a little quieter in the background for you so you can listen to me. But we're about to talk about some really important stuff. Why is ETH dumping? Why is Bitcoin dumping? And when will we see a full recovery of this? There have been some people actually that are supposedly responsible for this price action that we've seen lately, with the price of Bitcoin going down to 50,000 after hitting a high of $58,000. So we're going to talk about the people that are behind this and how exactly they are involved in it. But just give me another minute here. Need to update my audio. Here we go. Okay. Hopefully you can hear me. I'm not... Okay. Just make sure we're live. Yeah, we're live. Okay. I'll feel like a fool if I'm talking into a blank microphone here where you can't actually hear me. I guess we'll find out at the end of this call if it actually went through. All right, let's get right into it. So, close this. Let me close that. All right. The prices today, 49,000. We're just under 50 grand right now. Ether still 1,600, under 1,700. Binance Coin's up a little bit. They're in the green. Tether, who cares about Tether? Cardano is really strong today. It's up 2% on the hour and 10% on the 24-hour cycle. Actually, really, it's not that bad. Bitcoin's just down on the hour, but we're up on the 24-hour. We're up 5% and 6% on ETH. So the recovery is definitely still underway, but it's not. We're not all the way back up to where we were a few days ago. We're not at all-time highs. And today I'm going to talk about why we crashed in the first place and when we can expect to get a full recovery. So let's get into the news. There's a couple articles out right now that are really contributing to the price action that we're seeing. MicroStrategies just bought another 1 billion in Bitcoin. I'll talk about the details of that in a second, but there's a couple other stories we want to cover. Bitcoin's now has a second ETF. So if you're familiar with ETFs, you'll be wanting to know about that. And then Bloomberg also talks about how Cathie Wood is still very bullish on Bitcoin, how Tesla is supporting the price action of Bitcoin as well in terms of the recovery, and also Jack Dorsey and Square, who Jack Dorsey is the founder of Twitter, and he's also a major holder in Square. I think 28% of his net worth is tied into Square, which is the company that makes Cash App. They are one of the biggest holders of crypto in the world, and they just bought $170 million more of Bitcoin during this crash. And hedge funds are also buying Grayscale assets. Grayscale is a Bitcoin holding company, and they are up to $38 billion in assets. So with all the fear that's going on right now with the price of Bitcoin and the crashing of the price of Bitcoin, there's some pretty good news out right now. There's some really, really good news. MicroStrategies just bought a billion, okay, with a B, in a day at the average price of $52,765. So who is MicroStrategy? MicroStrategy is one of the biggest holders of Bitcoin in America and in the world. And they already have 19,000 Bitcoins. They've been buying this up as much as they can at cheap prices as possible. Now they own $4.78 billion of value of Bitcoin right now. which equates to 90,000, now almost 91,000 Bitcoin. So look, what I do in investing is I follow the smart money. Okay, if the smart money is doing it, I'm going in. That's just my way of doing. That's just my way of thinking, right? I try to follow the smart money. If I'm buying stocks, I'm doing what Warren Buffett's doing. I'm doing what Ray Dalio is doing. I'm doing what Bill Gates is doing. I'm doing what the smart money is doing. So I follow the news. I look at what the smart money is up to, and I go there because chances are they're onto something that I don't know about. They're smarter than me. Okay. MicroStrategy, Michael Saylor, he's one of the smartest guys I've heard about in terms of Bitcoin investing and investing in general. MicroStrategy was ahead of the game with Apple stock. They were ahead of the game with the whole tech industry in the 90s. They were one of the first early adopters in the sort of tech revolution, or the tech I don't know what you call it. When all the tech stocks were starting to blow up, MicroStrategy was there first, and they're also now one of the first big institutional investors that are leading the way when it comes to investing in Bitcoin, and they're leading the way for all the big banks. People are buying shares of them. Goldman Sachs is one of the biggest holders in MicroStrategy stock. So if you don't want to actually hold Bitcoin, you can buy stocks of companies that do hold Bitcoin, such as Tesla, such as MicroStrategy, such as Grayscale. All right. So I'm going to talk about all these companies in the future, but for now, just be aware that the smart money is buying Bitcoin at these prices. You may consider, if you're kind of new at this, you may think, okay, this is bad news because Bitcoin's down like $8,000 or whatever. But actually, this is a great time for people to buy, and the smart money is going in big right now, and they're actually the reason why the price is going up again. So let's move on to the next thing, okay? So Bitcoin's second North American ETF just started a price war. This headline came out today and on Bloomberg, but I don't think it matters really. This, changing the price of a Bitcoin ETF by 0.25%, it's not a big deal. I think the important thing is, the point that I'm trying to get here is that there is now another Bitcoin ETF. There was only one, now there's two, and there's probably going to be 4 and 6 and 10. There's going to be a lot of ETFs coming out on Bitcoin, but it just so happens that the newer one that just came out just slashed prices to try to win over some clients from the competition. If you're not a fan of buying crypto, but you like stocks, you like ETFs, you like more traditional investment vehicles, you should look into an ETF. Look into a Bitcoin ETF. You don't have to hold the Bitcoin directly, but I don't see why it's a problem for people to just hold the Bitcoin directly, hold the asset directly. It's the same thing with gold, right? You can buy gold ETFs, you can buy gold stocks, you can buy assets backed by gold, but why not just buy the gold? I guess people don't want to have to put it in a safe or something and worry about it getting stolen. That, yeah, I understand, but I talk about storage and things like that and security from time to time, and I actually have a course coming out soon that we talk about how to store crypto and how to safely do so. But anyway, nonetheless, there's some really good options right now with Bitcoin ETFs, and they're also a good reason why the price of Bitcoin is coming back, because people are buying these stocks of ETFs, and these ETF companies are buying up these Bitcoins at cheap prices like today. North America's first Bitcoin ETF sees an explosive debut with $564 million in assets. Okay. Not a big deal, but just wanted to bring up the fact that there are hundreds of millions of dollars flowing into this industry through ETFs as well. Bitcoin climbs after renewed backing from ARK's Cathie Wood. Okay, we already know Cathie Wood is super bullish on Bitcoin, but I think it states that Wood, the superstar head of ARK, said in Bloomberg's interview She's very positive on Bitcoin. Very happy to see a healthy correction here. I think she's on the money there. She's saying what everybody else is saying, that we're seeing a healthy correction that was necessary. Without this correction, without this sort of purge of, of leveraged buyers and, weak hands and FOMO buyers, we probably would be on unstable ground beyond $57,000. So, we're purging sort of hype, and we're getting back down to the real value, the true value, and we're going to build from there. So I'm really excited about that. We're going to go to the charts here in a minute, and we're going to talk about the price recovery, and we're going to talk about prices and, what you should expect over the next few days and next week, especially because next week's going to be a big week and you don't want to miss that. So let me just, okay, yeah, let's keep going here. Square buys $170 million more in Bitcoin to boost crypto holdings. Square announced Tuesday $170 million worth of Bitcoin was purchased. Yeah, I mean, look, is $170 million, is that a lot of money relative to like MicroStrategy dropping $1 billion, which is 10 times more than this? Yeah, I mean, look, 170 million is no joke. The fact that they're investing in it at this time is an indicator that it's a great time to buy. 51,000, 52,000, these companies are going in right now. They're waiting for the price to start recovering again, looking for a good price point, looking for a good price floor. I think they found it, and they're going in. They're going in. And if you have the money to do so and you're in the market, I mean, look, don't take it from me. Take it from the smart money. Take it from MicroStrategy. Take it from Square Cash. Take it from Tesla. Take it from these hedge funds. Take it from these ETFs, right? If they're doing it, I don't know. What does that tell you? Okay, so hedge funds, Bitcoin trade helps lift Grayscale assets to $38 billion. We already know Grayscale is one of probably the biggest holder, I believe, at the time. I think we should probably check. I got a great resource for you guys. Let's see here. It's called Bitcoin Treasury, I think. Search Bitcoin Treasury on Google. And sorry, my internet's a little slow when I'm streaming. BitcoinTreasuries.org. Check out this website, guys, and go check it out from time to time. What's going to tell you is who are the biggest holders in Bitcoin and what are they up to. Okay, now I don't think it holds everything, because there's not everybody's name is going to be on here, but MicroStrategy's on here. Today's value, they have $4.5 billion worth of Bitcoin, 90,531 Bitcoins. Tesla has 48,000, which is half, and I think they're trying to catch up. Galaxy Digital, 16,402 Bitcoin. Okay, so check out this website. Square, there it is, number 4, 8,000 Bitcoins, worth 400 million. So check out this website, guys, and I'm really excited about this time and really excited about Bitcoin and cryptocurrency in general, because I'm about to talk about some of the altcoins right now. Yeah, Grayscale. Did I see Grayscale on that list? Let's go back and look. Grayscale, where are you? Yeah, there it is. Grayscale Bitcoin Trust. What's the price? They are what's the holdings? They have 32 billion in holdings. Oh my god. 649,000 Bitcoin. I don't think MicroStrategy even has 100,000 yet. They have 90,000 Bitcoins at $4.5 billion. Grayscale Bitcoin Trust, $32 billion. Oh my god. My head is spinning right now thinking about this. It's crazy. That is crazy. BitcoinTreasuries.com, guys. Check it out. All right, so we're pretty much done with the news here. Let's talk about prices. Bitcoin, $49,756. Good deal. I mean, look, MicroStrategy's bought at $52,000, Grayscale bought at $51,000. You can get in at $49,000. You're getting it at a better deal than they are. Ethereum, $1,600. There was a, I think I talked to you. Let me cover this story real fast because I forgot. I brought it up in the beginning and I totally forgot about it. Sorry for the white screen. I'm waiting for it to load. Yeah, okay. There's a company out there, a Bitcoin pool called F2 Pool, and they're basically a mining pool. What is a mining pool? A mining pool is a group of Bitcoin miners that pool their resources together to mine Bitcoin. Mining Bitcoin, that's a whole nother topic. I can't go into it right now, but just think of it like mining gold. Okay, so you got to mine the Bitcoin to make it so that it could go in the market, be sold, and traded and exchange it. There are miners that create the Bitcoin and then they sell it to the exchanges. F2 Pool, one of the biggest mining companies in the world, they allegedly are being blamed for the Bitcoin crash. It looks like whenever Bitcoin reaches a certain whenever the price of Bitcoin turns around, seems to be correlated with the dumping of Bitcoin from F2 Pool. So it appears as though there is whale manipulation coming out of F2 Pool. This is all alleged. There's a lot of people covering this story right now, but you know, there's a lot of evidence pointing to it, but nobody could really say this is certain. Although it is pretty damn accurate, I think it's pretty accurate. It's very correlated. It's almost certain. But, you know, there's no judge saying, you know, there's no regulator saying, oh, this is what's actually happening. So it's all just speculation. But if you look at the charts, there's a direct correlation with whenever F2 Pool dumps Bitcoin, it causes the price to crash. And so it seems that they've been doing it on a certain interval. They've been doing it in the last week of every month. There's sort of like a pattern. So I'm going to keep you guys updated on that if I hear anything about F2 Pool. But it looks as though the price is recovering and F2 Pool is sort of like they're sort of out of ammunition or running out of ammunition until next month. So, you know, but it's not a bad thing that the price goes down and it comes back up, because it just shows that it just shows that it's very healthy and it's capable of recovery. So it's very strongly supported, in other words, and people are willing to buy it at cheaper prices. Okay, that's it for. I wanted to talk about the price of Bitcoin again. We talked about it. Let's talk about the recovery. Here's the chart. Here's the Bitcoin chart that I like to use. I use the Kraken chart. Let's zoom in a little bit here. This is the one where we're looking at the 1 day chart. Looking at the 1 day chart, every one of these bars represents a certain day. Yeah, so the high we got to right here on February 21st was 55,000. We closed that day out at $57,478. We then closed out the next day at $54,000. So we lost about 5% in a day. And then the following day, we lost another 9.7%. We closed out at $48,899. And today we're seeing a slight recovery here. So we've only been crashing for 2 days. It's really not that ugly if you really consider it in perspective. Okay, let's look at it in perspective then. Where were we on, let's say, February 8th? February 8th, we had a huge rally from, we opened at $38,000 and we closed at $46,000. That was the highest day ever in the history of Bitcoin. Ever. We closed at 46,000. The fact that we're opening up at 54,000 and closing at 48,900 and then recovering back up to almost 50,000, I can't imagine a better situation. You know, we got to have longer term perspectives. I mean, look, less than 1 month ago, we broke into all-time highs above $40,000. Okay. 2 months ago, the all-time high, okay, let's look at January 1st, 2021. We were experiencing an all-time high of $29,000. We've never seen $29,000, prior to that day. Okay. So we got to look at things in perspective. We're really high right now and still are still climbing. And I love this market right now. It's super bullish, super, super bullish. Couldn't ask for a better market. My favorite pick, though, well, let me hold off on telling you about my favorite pick, but let me talk about Ether, because Ether is the one that I think is getting the biggest beating in this sort of like short-term sell-off. Ether lost sort of more money in terms of in relative percentage points than Bitcoin, closing yesterday down 11.22% from the day before that, which Bitcoin only closed at like 9.7. So this is, if you have like a bigger share, heavily invested in Ether than I am Bitcoin, you would have seen bigger losses that day. Nonetheless, you know, if you were buying at, you know, 2 months ago, the price was only closing at $800 or, you know, something, $730. You're still way up. So no big deal. But yeah, I mean, Ether gets bigger gains as well as bigger losses. It's probably volatile than Bitcoin, but it is the second biggest asset. So it is concerning to a lot of people because a lot of people hold Ether since it's the second biggest asset. Now, my favorite, absolute favorite pick of all cryptocurrencies today, more than Bitcoin actually. I you know, I'm surprised to say I used to be like a Bitcoin I still am, you know, a Bitcoin maximalist because I believe that, you know, it is the gold standard, but I do like to diversify a little bit. My favorite pick is Cardano. I've never seen such a resilient crypto. I mean, of all the cryptos, this is outperforming everything. Like, let's look at the CoinGecko listing for Ether, Cardano. Cardano is crushing it. They surpassed Polkadot today. They've got a market cap of $33.6 billion, making it the fourth largest non-dollar cryptocurrency in the world. Binance Coin only ahead by 6 billion. And I'm not a fan of Binance Coin, even though they outperform from time to time. But I'm not going to get into the reasons why I'm not a fan of Binance Coin. And I'm not going to get into the reasons why I'm a Cardano fan today either. That'll be for another video. But there are some serious implications with Cardano, and they are poised to be the _1 cryptocurrency in the short term and the long term. Because if you think about it, a $1 Cardano, from a $1 Cardano to a $2 Cardano, that's a 100% gain. If you have Cardano in your portfolio and it goes from $1 to $2, whatever shares you have, whatever